A little Sharpie. Okay, no, the actual good news is that our lives are full of humor if we know how to look for it. Here's the secret. Don't look for what's funny, just notice what's true. We asked some of you what's true in your own lives, and here's a few things we heard. Since working from home, I only comb the front part of my hair. I only like my own kids. There, I said it. And the TED.
What's up, dude?
What's up?
WWF.
Yeah.
The top ropes.
Well, I don't even know how to change it back to normal, so that's why.
It is a pain in the butt. I've changed it once before, and I couldn't remember how I did it because it took me so long.
Yeah.
Cat join us. There you go. Oops. Got people waiting there. There we go. There we go. All right.
Oh, hello.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
Hey.
How's everybody?
Chilling.
That's my friend Kat from Philadelphia. She's another massage therapist.
Hey, Cat.
Hi, Kat. How are
Hey.
you? Good.
Glad you could join us, buddy. Little spiritual combo.
Brace yourself.
Oh no, Kat is one of us.
Okay. She's ready. It's gonna be a good one.
That's gonna be a good one.
Yeah, it is.
Did anybody work on the jokes today? I'm gonna call everybody at the end here to give your best jokes.
Oh man.
I do
Oh,
have the longest one.
you're putting us on the spot.
I mean, everybody's got one. Even if it's corny,
Oh.
chicken cross the road. You think about it. We'll do it at the end.
Brandon's like, what?
Oh man. I don't know. Is this the Zoe group?
No,
Or the okay.
No.
Okay. I gotta.
Hey, you forgot what you signed up for.
I didn't know if it was if I had to keep it PG or
Right,
what.
right.
Oh,
It's real
right.
We don't know
Yeah.
our mood right here right now.
Yeah.
No, yeah. So I sent that group chat today. I've sent those before. That girl on TikTok's just hilarious because it's just as funny listening to her laugh at the joke as it is the joke. So ridiculous. And it reminded me of a I don't know if it was trying to think of where I watched it. I don't know, one of my freaking apps, maybe TED or something like that. Watched this thing a long time ago on the effects of humor and how it's medicine and what it actually does for us, and how humor is an essential part of our health actually, and laughing. And like watching that girl, she just came up again today, right? And like watching her, I was dying laughing. I was sitting in a moment, seriousness, quite serious. I was looking something up. I couldn't find this thing I was looking for. I was looking it up and I was getting frustrated. I just took a break and I see that on TikTok and I was dying. Like I went from like dead serious to like couldn't even, by the second joke, just watching her laugh so hard was contagious. And it was like, I had to watch like 6 times because I was laughing so hard that she was laughing so hard, getting a kick out of it. She can't even finish the joke, right? And it's infectious. But more importantly, it's an important part of our health.
Yeah.
So I want to share a couple things from the studies of it, but then I want to get in the lighthearted part of it, and then we can share our jokes and see how funny we all really are.
Yeah.
But let me just pull up some of the stuff because I thought some of the stuff was quite interesting. So they talked about the humor cliff in our lives. So doing studies about asking young children all the way to, seniors about how much do they laugh? Did you smile or laugh a lot yesterday? Was the question presented to everybody. And about 85% of the people said yes, were all under the age of 14. 14 or under. That laughed or smiled a lot yesterday immediately answered yes. And then it drops off significantly when we enter the workforce. So about 18 years old, 16, 18, because you get paper routes. Anytime you start to have added responsibility to your life, there's this huge humor cliff, they call it, because it goes from 85% and it drops dramatically down in the 20s. Well, here's the good news. It does recover in our lifetime. It does bounce back to that childhood era. But that's about 80 years old. The bad news is the current life expectancy of humans is about 78 years old. So not all of us are even getting back to that point of being that careless, humorous, laughing all the time because we get in that space in life, which we've talked about before, of responsibility and stress, and I have to do these things. Now I want to do them, I have to do them. And most of the time we don't even know that we have a choice, because we do. I think we all know that now. Like, hindsight, it's like most of us think we don't have a choice, that when you turn a certain age, it's time to be responsible. It's time to do these things. It's time to get that job 40, 50, 60 hours a week. It's time to get a place. You have to move out. You have to get your own car. You have to pay your own bills. You have to, and it all loads on all at once. What's interesting about that to me is it's really only an American thing. Like in South America, nobody leaves their house until they find somebody they're like with, and they're going to marry, and they know they're going to marry, and then they move out and get a place. But
I think they do that like Mexico too.
Yeah, Mexico does it. South America, a lot of places in Europe, they spend a lot of time at home until middle age, until they find somebody that's going to be here. They're not in America. We're hurrying to get out of the house, like emancipate me. Like that's 17, 1 year earlier. Come on, get me out of the house. 18, I want to move out. So I think it's just funny that we even do that, because why would you want to jump into such a serious space for just no reason? Like, why would you want to hurry that process? If we're having fun and the answer is yes to the question of, did you laugh a lot yesterday? Were you having a bunch of fun yesterday? And the answer is yes, and you're smiling, glowing. Why would you want to jump out of that any sooner than you have to? But for some reason, it's in our culture that's the way it is. I mean, we do that, and we're ready to be adults, and we're told we have to do X, Y, and Z. So they call it the humor cliff. And again, so we got to fill that gap somewhere in there. We can't let it drop off so much from, being a child to, because we have responsibilities, not use humor and laughter in our life. So, yeah. So they talked a lot about the workplace, but this is also relational. When leaders have a good sense of humor, they're seen 27% more motivating, and their teams are more bonded and creative. So if you're in a leader position in any way, it doesn't have to be just a business or work, but like these things, or you have a group of friends, or your friends look up to you and your group of friends, or whatever it is. If you have a good sense of humor, you're seen by those peers as at least 20%, 7% more motivating. And because humor is very connected to happiness and love, that's a bonding trait too. So you can be more bonded with these people, and you actually motivate them more to be more creative in themselves. So humor is a weapon, it's a great weapon that we have. And the other thing I thought was, I don't think I ever thought about this, but it makes sense, because everything I think is teachable, but humor is teachable. It's a teachable skill. So some people just say, "Oh, I'm natural. My friend's naturally funny. He's the funny one. I'm the shy. I'm not funny." And people title themselves, but humor, like any other skill, is a teachable skill. And funny enough, there's I'm gonna fuck her name up, Heidi. I'm not even gonna try. Like, 'cause I can't remember, I'm gonna fuck it up, but she has a strange first name, but she's a professor at Stanford, and they have a class that's humor studies. And it's graded the same as their financial studies, stats, all the other classes. It's the same thing. It's part of the curriculum because they've proven out the seriousness and the importance of humor in our health. So it's an actual class at Stanford. You know, Stanford's a pretty good school, I think. I mean, I think it's important. I mean, so I thought that was pretty interesting. You know, hearing it makes sense, but I don't think anybody thinks like, oh, humor is a skill. It's like, oh, he's always, he or she's funny. You know, they've always been like that. Their parents are funny. So it's teachable, and they are teaching it. So that's pretty cool. I thought that was pretty neat. Be a humor coach. How fun would that be? All day long. Just
Be
being a
hilarious.
coach, everybody in the class just, you never have to quiet the class down because everybody's just constantly laughing their ass off. Like, how much fun would that be going home from work every day? Like,
Still, one of my favorite scenes from a movie is Mary Poppins when they drink the bubbly and they can't stop laughing, and when they laugh, they fly. It's like
yeah.
the best personification of what it is to laugh.
And that's real. That's the reference to health, right? Another one I thought was cool, humor sells. So even adding some lighthearted comedy, or not comedy, so say, you know, it's a punchline or a stand-up, but some lighthearted humor to a sales pitch. Studies show that people will pay up to 20% more for whatever you're selling. Because again, humor's directly related and connected to bonding and love and trust. Like, humor connects people in a very deep way. So that's why I say it's like, it's this weapon that we all have, and it's teachable. So it's not like, oh, I'm not funny, I can't do that. Well, sometimes the funniest people are the people that don't think they're funny. You know,
Yeah.
I have a lot of friends that they wouldn't consider them to be funny. They'd be like, oh, you're funny. I'm like, no, you're fucking hilarious. Though. Like, you're hilarious. So like the delivery and the presentation, you know what I mean? So they said the trick in finding humor in your life every day is not to find the funny in things, but find the truth in things. Because most humor lies in deep truth. You know, why do you think some of the funniest things you hear are jokes, or there's a lot of truth in it, and just it makes us laugh so hard because we don't speak a lot about like truths or like deep truths like that. So like some of the funniest stories you hear or jokes you hear are like are mostly true. So they say if you want to search out more humor in your life, your everyday life, to not try to find the funny in life, but try to find the truths. Try to be open your eyes to the truths that are happening around you. So humor sells. That's good to know. Wouldn't you want 20% more of whatever you're selling today? Just by telling a joke. Like,
Yeah.
it was only 100. Well, here's 120. That was hilarious. So humor makes us feel closer. So I already mentioned that, bonding, because connected with love. So when we laugh, our brains end up releasing like all sorts of chemicals. So endorphins, dopamine, and the same dopamine as that we experience during sex. It's the same as laughter. Okay. And then it lowers our cortisol levels. So dopamine, just like we occur when we're having sex, is it makes us very bonded and close to people. So that's why I say humor is a skill, because look, if you can get people laughing or lighthearted or feeling better with a little bit of a joke or soft kidding or something like that, that really has the same effect as being as close to somebody as having a sexual experience. That's pretty huge, isn't it?
What bonds friendships? You think about it.
So what if you laugh during sex? Is it twice as much?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so just laugh your whole way through the next sexual experience you have.
No comment.
Don't take offense to the other person laughing. Just start laughing with them.
Right.
Like, what the hell are you laughing at? And then here's another one. So exercising, so laughing and having humor, like laughing, good laugh, is like exercising, meditating, having sex, all at the same time. That's how powerful it is.
Wow. That's like,
Wow.
Mind blowing. So, but it's way more efficient. It's much
Yeah.
easier to do and try to do all those things at once. You could, but why not just laugh all day?
Yeah.
And also do that. So pretty powerful stuff. I mean, humor in itself is pretty powerful. I've always had the best times. I was thinking back today on this message. I've always had the best times when, like, out of my serious state, like my business really took me to a serious level that I didn't really enjoy. I mean, it was mostly fun, but like I took it so seriously that I lost a lot of who I was in that sense. But if I remember the best times of my life, it's like some of the closest people around us just laughing our asses off, like telling either past stories or talking about somebody. And you know, where I grew up, we busted each other's balls a lot. Like the more you busted each other, the more you loved each other. It was sickening. It was, if you were an outsider listening, you'd like thought we all hated each other. But it was some of the most fond memories I had, because I can remember laughing my ass off till it hurt, like stomach hurt. And then it feels great. But this is why, because there's an actual attachment to health to it. It's not just like, you know, laughter was funny and it's a joke, but it's actually health benefits to it and what it's doing to your body. And it's keeping us in mind. And we talk about this all the time, how we start our day or how we say things or how vocabulary we use or how we talk about things changes how we look at things. Laughter is the same exact way. It's a very easy way to get you steered in the other direction if you're having a tough day, or prevent from getting a tough day already. And you start out lighthearted, or you're adding some of that into your workplace. I mean, this one I probably think is difficult depending on where you work, because I think today is a little more sensitive to anything you say, like jokes, like Brandon just said, like who are we telling the joke to? Are we in the church crowd? Are we in the regular crowd? Which week are we in?
yeah.
Because that's important. I mean, you have to watch what you do say. I mean, humor can be taken all sorts of ways today, but I think, like we always speak on it, intention's always the key to what we do. And most people can see the intention of where things come from when they're in your presence. So, you know, if you're being lighthearted with somebody and joking around and they know your intention and know you, fat chance that somebody's going to call HR on you. But if you suck at delivery and maybe it's a stranger, maybe you work on that at home, that deliver that stand up before you head in, or maybe you become a little closer to that person before you start hitting them with jokes. But I thought it was very interesting that, yeah, today, particularly because I want to do this message, I spent a lot of time like in the comedy section of life. I must have watched 100 videos today. I've laughed my ass off all day till I was tired. Like I got tired laughing today. Like I'm like emotionally drained, like all day long. And I started finding myself like laughing at dumb shit that wasn't funny, because I was already moved. Like later in the day when I wasn't watching anything, I was laughing at, when I continued to do some work, I just was laughing at shit that was dumb. It was because I was already in that mindset, in that state of mind. But it changed the day. It just makes the day different. And I think when we have control of our mindset, we have control of our life. So the better we can get on top of that at the start of the day, the better the rest of the day goes. And we don't have to feel that, you know, whatever they call that, what do they call it, the 2 o'clock lull or the after lunch hangover where everybody wants to go. They can't, there's 2 more hours, I can't stand work, you know, you get in that little lull. A lot of that has to do with how you start your day. Some of it has to do with what you eat, all that kind of stuff, fueled and all that, sleep. But our mindset's the strongest thing we got. And humor is a teachable skill. One, can be taught. I'm going to send you this girl. I'm going to look her up. And I'll send it to her. She's a professional. There's classes on it. So it's a teachable skill, one, and everybody's funny. Everybody either says funny things or does funny stuff, or sometimes it's intentional, sometimes it's not. Some people are goofy. Some people deliver jokes, but everybody's freaking funny. So I implore us to be less serious, because it gets us nowhere. That freaking humor cliff puts us in this freaking hole for a long period of time, like what, 18-ish to 80? It's like, it's nuts. It's our whole freaking lives. You know, we're adolescent, and then this middle we're stressed, and then we're adolescent again right before we die. Like, we grow up and we grow down. It's amazing to me to watch old people, because they remind me so much of babies and young people. Like, we all surround babies and young people when they're young, and like we Google gaga them, and like we treat them like differently and not even like humans, and like we got to do everything for you, and you can't take care of yourself. And then the middle part of life, we're like all racing for who knows what. And then when you're old, it's the same thing over. So wiping your butt, wiping the drool off your face. Everybody's surrounding the 80-year-old, like, I gotta feed you and put, wipe your ass and put you to bed. It's like we start here, we do all this in the middle just to get back here. It's crazy. What sucks about it from these studies is we're not laughing enough in the middle. So if we're gonna be in the race and the rat race of it, and we're doing all this stuff, at least let's just laugh the entire time, so you feel better. I'm not saying everybody go quit your jobs and live like a baby for the rest of your life and look for somebody to wipe your butt until you're.
But I want to live like a baby.
Yeah. I mean, if you can find somebody to wipe your butt every day, it's great too.
Somebody take care of me.
I think sites like that where you can become a baby. Yeah.
I would just yell from the bathroom, "I'm done. Somebody come wipe me."
Oh my God.
And like nobody's home. Hey, I'm here by myself. But I mean, that's what essentially it is. It's a little funny, but I mean, wouldn't we all want to keep that? I would have wanted to keep that for the rest of my life.
Our friend,
Show why my mom has dinner ready like every day. Like there's just toilet paper like we talked about last week in your house. You take a shit.
Things just magically happen.
Yeah, things just magically appeared. Your clothes were clean. Oh my God, well, how'd that happen? And then in the middle, we're just suffering through it singly. Like we got to do all those things ourselves, and it sucks. But if you can find the truths and the humor like we're doing right now in those things, that's the key, I think, to survival. It's the key to having every day be fun. It's the key to never forgetting your childhood ways and your child brain, because your child brain is the most creative. It's the most bonded to anything. It is what made you who you are. And we forget that. We leave it behind for a minute because we're told we got to be serious. Okay, it's time to be serious. Okay, well, can we be both? Can we just evolve and be serious about the practice of what we're doing? Be serious about that. Be serious about the dedication of what we're doing, and be serious about that. Be serious about how we treat people. Be serious about how we hold ourselves. But can we laugh the entire time during all of it? It's only when anything's only bad when you give up on the main thing. You can't be an asshole running through life and just laughing at everybody's face and laughing everything off, and you don't want to give anything back to the world. Then you're just an asshole. No?
I'm learning so much right now.
Like, what am I? Who am I?
What am I doing?
What am I doing? But there it is. There's another truth. It's like, it's funny to say things out loud. It's funny to, I think for me growing up in Amber, my dad was like very frank about things. Like he just whatever was happening, it wasn't a joke. He told stupid jokes, but like all his humor lied in like what was going on, like what other people wouldn't say, like what was actually happening, and the truths. And they were hilarious. Like you can't even breathe hilarious, because that's our situation, and it can be funny. There can be fun and funny in even some things that look like tragedy to other people. Amber and I always joked about how we grew up, and like the times we laugh the hardest is when we joke about like how we had to live. Like, it's not real.
the other,
Yeah.
like at the time, mortifying.
Yeah, like Franks and beans were like come like filet mignon in our house. Like, I mean, I thought steak. No shit, it's not even an exaggeration. I thought steakums were steak. Like that was the highest level of steak there was.
I thought that too.
Thin, really high quality cut of steakums. They were frozen. You put in a pan. I thought that was the epic. That was a peak of steak.
Friday night at my grandma's house, she got the T-bone and a salt shaker.
Yeah, yeah.
Whoa. Someone chewed it already? What am I, the dog? I'm sorry.
My grandma used to steal chicken wings from Ponderosa. And put 'em in her purse. Like, what the fuck? Like we just went to an all you can eat. All of us are stuffed to the brim. Believe me, we're getting our money's worth. And she's still stealing chicken wings in her purse. Like just in case on the way home somebody fucking gets hungry again.
Our biggest night was going to the Golden Corral.
Oh yeah.
Shoot, what? Oh yeah, it was like kids 12 and under would get a free meal. So that would be my meal of the week for my parents.
Yeah, once every 6 months we got like the Kentucky Fried Chicken bucket with mashed potatoes and dessert.
Yeah.
People thought we were like mom was got a raise.
Yeah, something's shifting in the world right now. What's happening? Family dinner from KFC? What, the Colonel? Who else thought Red Lobster was like real seafood?
Oh, I did. Sure.
Yeah, I thought that was the pinnacle. I thought that was what it was.
Fancy as we got.
That was my place to go to on my birthday because my mom, she would be like, where do you want to go on your birthday? I'm like, Red Lobster. Shoot, that's where I want to go.
Once a year occasion.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's funny because we don't know what's not until we know, right? I mean, it's funny to talk about it now because we can talk about our whole life experience and know that those are funny truths, but they're not the truth too. That's funny because it's not the fucking truth. You said no, we're being told that by the other people that said they were adults raising us. Everybody's an adult except for our parents weren't. Our parents were adults, so I don't think their whole life. We were confused by that, but yeah, I think finding the humor in every day, it's not stand-up comedy. That's not humor. That's an act, and it's a skill. That's the teachable skill of like the act. That is a stand-up. That's their job. An actor acts, a musician plays, comedians write jokes. But the humor to find life is every day sitting in front of us. Everything, I have some such serious friends that they're scared to laugh when something's funny. I watch them hold it back, like because it's not an appropriate time or something. It's like
orgasm either though. That's a problem.
Right. They're probably blocked all the way around.
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah.
Maybe laughing during the act is the thing.
Grandma Midwinter was like that. She acted like it was painful to laugh. She would almost start crying. She would be like holding it in, like trying to hold back puke. Like you can't do it.
Like it was a sin.
Yeah.
Right.
Listen.
Oh,
Also hit the belt.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, I think there is that. There is the when is things appropriate, or how about when a joke is told or somebody says something funny that you think is funny, but you don't know if you should laugh because of who you're around. Because we do that. We set up the prejudgment already. Like, well, wait, where am I? If
I have no filter.
Yeah. If I start belting out a belly laugh right now, people are gonna be like, what the hell? What is wrong with you?
No, I'm a highly inappropriate person.
That's probably the most healthy thing you can say though.
Yeah.
Without offending, right? Like you can be inappropriate without, again, intention, purposely offending people, right?
Right. Not purposely.
Intention is everything, but having a constant sense of humor, watching the funny in everything we say and do, that shouldn't be offensive to anybody.
It's like Three Stooges. It's finding being entertained by life because we don't ever right? We're not writing most people's scripts, so it is funny.
Yeah, it's freaking hilarious.
Our friend Mark Hoover that comes on the Connect group.
I was hoping he was going to come on, actually.
I actually invited him again tonight. I don't know if he was working or not, but he, just to your point, and what I just absolutely love that this is even a route for him. He's a veteran of war, and he was in Afghanistan, and he's a Green Beret, and he's fought all over the world and seen some really horrible stuff. And he's shared, with us all that, he suffers and has had PTSD and all kinds of different therapies and cognitive behavioral and all kinds of things to, try to help to come back to being a normal civilian. And we have conversations all the time about like the fact that somebody like that is kind of a demigod. Like when you've seen the death of nations in front of you, and then you're expected to go back and like go to Walmart to get some socks. Like, how do you transmute that and put the dopamine and serotonin and all that stuff back? And one of his therapists one time suggested that he try doing some stand-up comedy to release. And he does that now as a form of therapy for PTSD. And, it's awesome because it's an outlet to use truth to find humor and heal those old broken wounds in his neuropaths and in his heart,
Yeah, that's a really good example. Those guys play locally. A bunch of guys do like an open mic every Monday. Is it Monday?
I
think it is Mondays.
Yeah, so I think probably that's why he doesn't make it because I started thinking in my head right away. It's probably why he's coming.
It's like at the same time, almost. Yeah.
But to Amber's, we've been to quite a few of them. Portia's been in Amber, and him, not just him, but another gentleman that does it that also has a similar tough life that uses comedy. They do get really, really like truthful sometimes. Like it's like.
Yeah, they relate it to their lives.
Yeah, it's almost, you don't even know sometimes if you should laugh because it's some of their truth, but they're delivering it as they're seeing the light in it. So it's like
what's normalized.
Yeah, so we have to normalize it too. It's like, wait, that's deep. I don't know if I should laugh at that.
Oh my God. Michael, do you remember when we were on this Connect and we had that?
Yes. You couldn't stop laughing the entire Connect.
Oh my God. We had a random visitor.
Somebody joined the group. Somebody referred us that. The person didn't show up that referred him. Like they skipped it.
I didn't know if I should laugh or not. Like
he showed up and he put his video on, but he had it like this, and he was sleeping. He was like falling asleep, like, and his like phone kept like hitting his head, and like
we were trying to just
and Portia could not stop laughing. I just tried to like charge on. I tried to like just go through it and ignore his screen, but it was harder to get Portia to shut it down because she could not. She had to keep turning the.
Oh my God! I don't know why I just didn't turn my video off. I couldn't even think after that.
It was unbelievable.
Then I think he just like randomly left.
Yeah, we never saw him again. I don't know what happened there. He fell asleep on his first one ever with us, and then we never saw him.
Oh my God.
I was like, yeah, we're this boring.
Oh my God. I still laugh about that.
We're like, hey man, he was saying like this goes, hey, and he just goes. It's just gone. Like,
oh God.
Oh,
that was good.
That's the first time I didn't ever meet James back in the very beginning days and stuff, and he would click on, but he would be like always moving and like doing random stuff, and I couldn't tell if we went into walked into the Lord of the Rings or what exactly would happen every time he would get on.
It is fun watching people use. Yeah, he didn't know what the phone was on. He didn't know it was a video. Like he. I want to say something about how we can wire this into us, this humor, like so we can be more lighthearted and like a moment like that was like, I think that guy probably needed us more than we know.
I know, and that's why I felt so bad.
Yeah, we didn't get introduced to him properly, and Matt never introduced us to him. He just
Yeah.
got up and then Matt didn't come, so it was bad for us. I mean, I felt bad. It looked bad on our part because I would have reached out to him.
Yeah, it looked totally bad on my part.
But I didn't have his number or anything. But my point is,
Yeah.
we still made light hard of it because we didn't say anything. You were just couldn't stop laughing. Nobody said anything.
Right. You know, and I was just like, well, that's just how I am. Like, I wasn't wasn't laughing at him. I don't even know.
And the
I was
message,
just like,
the
I'll
message that
just take the rejection.
the message that night wasn't humorous, by the way. It was pretty sad.
I don't even, right.
I
I think
like Portia was laughing at me.
I think it was funnier because you just kept talking and you're just like,
Uh,
oh my
so
God.
so I want to say a couple things on a couple of tips that these women give these on trying to program it. So, you know, our brains are wired to see what we've been set up to expect. So we just talked about that, right? Our brains are wired to see what we've already been set up to expect. It's just it's kind of pre-programmed a lot of things that we know of life. Maybe not so much now, fast forward, because we do these things, we try to educate ourselves, but like when you turn 18, what? Is there something, is there like a piece of paper, you wake up and it's next to your bed, it tells you the next steps to do? No, I mean, when you're done with school and then you're like, do I go to college now? Or then I'm done with college, and not, I just jump into the world? Not like where, there's no freaking map. Most of the stuff we know about our lives is just what we've watched before us, watched around us, our family, friends, mostly from our family. If they encourage us to do something or not, if they force us, pressured us, or do we just watch the example? And most of the stuff that we know to do and moves we know to make are based off of what's around us. You know, it's not like this little handbook or a class telling us how to use the weapons that are given to us, just like everybody else. God gives us all the equal things. You know, everybody was born and we were all gifted by God, all the equal things. It's just sometimes we don't know that we have them, or we don't know that they're gifts, or we don't know that were given to us. A lot of people are like that. They don't understand the gifts that they already have, they were born with, that we all have a bit of a level playing field. And not in all the ways, but we do. I mean, that's the purpose. So if we know that, if our brains are already predisposed to that, seeing what we're already expected because of the way we grew up, is we can get in front of these things and look at situations a little differently. Like, what is, when we live our lives, the interaction with the world is if we use humor as a predecessor to everything we do, meaning like that's the goal of happiness and love and bonded, and those are the important things. If we start with that, then we can be better off in getting into the world, making some better choices, clear-minded. Like I said, that those chemicals in your head are good for us, decision-making, all that stuff. Keeps our cortisol low, which is a bad decision maker. You know, when we're stressed and we're behind the gun and we don't know what to do, or if I should get a job, or how do I pay for school? That stuff is stress exhibitors, and it gets us sidetracked a bit, and it gets us in a state of our hormones in a state of stress. So we can't make as clear observations, we can't make clear decisions. If we can make the predecessor humor, and I mean, like I said, not telling jokes, but like looking at things lighthearted, the funny in them, or the fun in them, I think it makes it easier to find the things we really care about, we love, who we want to be around, how we want to feel every day, and get out of the darker spaces that we can easily tread down in a hurry, because we're not looking at things like, oh, well, humor is a skill. Oh, that's my skill. Or, well, I just want to learn. I'm gonna want to learn that skill. So I think if we implore some decision making moving forward, like if we look at some things and start to look at every decision and just try to ask yourself, what's the what's the funny in this? Make it be anything. Be every decision you make every day. Like what's the like every time I go to work and I get under my boss's skin, like he has something with me, he doesn't like me, or like he's always busting my balls. What's the funny in this? You know, there's always an angle, and the easier angle we usually choose is I seldom have time. One of the questions asked in the study was, even the middle-aged people, like all in the middle, was, how often do you have fun or laugh? And all the answers are like seldomly, rarely. Like those are bad words to use when it comes to laughing. You know what I mean? Like rarely? I want to live a life with rarely anything really. Like I think about like, do you smoke? I'd say rarely. Yeah, that'd be a good one. But like laughing, we rarely laugh. Like where you locked away in the basement? Clarice, you got a basket with lotion in it? What's going on with your life? So I think if we can find the fun and humor in things before we find the negative in it, like maybe we don't like the job we're in, but what's fun about it? What is fun about it until we find another one? How do we keep our mindset straight so we don't do damage to ourselves? Just because our environment's bad and means like we're working there, we can still make fun of that time until we put ourselves in a better situation. So use humor, it's a weapon. When I find this girl, I'll send it to you. But anybody have any fun jokes?
I just want to say, I think like remembering to laugh at yourself too, right?
Yeah.
Laugh at yourself because that's okay.
Yes, you've proven that. You've proven that over and over.
So it's funny that you started with that juggling the Jenkins lady, because the first time I ever saw her, somebody, for those of you who don't know, I do massage therapy, and my friend Kat that was just on does, and Lolly does. And so that one part of our life, this one of our colors. And somebody sent me her, and I never saw her before. I didn't know who she was. And she was all sweaty and her hair was like all disheveled, and she was hiding in her car. And she was like super like elated, but like weirded out. And she was whispering, and she was like, I'm in my car and I don't know what to think. I just came out of an Asian massage parlor and this woman got on top of me and like she like did 3 flips in the air and landed on all 4s on my back. And I mean, at one point she had my arms up and my boobs were hanging, and I had to look around to see if anyone could see me. No one was in the room, and I don't know if I was assaulted or if I just had the best day of my life or if it was a sexual act. I'm not sure what just happened. And she's like in her car, and we're dying because like, I taught massage therapy school for a lot of years. And, in the very beginning, we'd have to break the ice. Like people come to massage therapy school and they're like, oh, what can I do where I can make $70 an hour, like $100 an hour? Like they're not thinking like hands-on healer, like the sacred nature of like holding space for somebody like about to like take their clothes off who like really needs healing. They just come in like, how do I make this money? And some of the first conversations we have with them are about farts and erections and hair that'll cut you like a paper cut. And, we have to like break the ice real quick and be like, this is real. Let's tell you all the ways it's going to get real fast. And now we're all going to take our clothes off.
Yeah.
Does, but man, she's hilarious. I'll send it to the group after this, but yeah.
Does anybody use email for work?
Every day in my humor.
No, not really. I don't really much anymore. I used to have to write so many emails a day. I hated it, but I brought it up because the girls used an example of changing the way you do things during a day, and they were joking about how people usually put like sincerely or best Amber or best Mike. It's like, who's the best? Are they the best? Are you the best? Like, who's the best? What does that even mean? And it's like they said start to use things like that. Use opportunities like emails written to somebody and sign off completely different, unexpectedly, like over caffeinated cat. Oh, you know what I mean? Like,
Garfield's best friend Amber.
Yeah, I mean, you ridiculously, because the truth, when they say, finding the truth, it's the unexpected stuff. We're so used to seeing program stuff. Sincerely, dear this person, sincerely, best, truly. We're used to seeing that. We almost just skip by it. It becomes a thing. It's an email. That's what it is. The body, and that's, sincerely sign off. She said, use things like that to like just throw wrenches and stuff and be lighthearted and kick some humor into it. Because it'll get you laughing, and it'll surprise somebody else. That was pretty funny when they were talking about like, who's the best? You're the best, or she's the best, or. And then she goes at the end, she goes, or you could just write, or the best one is just write, I'm the best. Be very clear about your intentions.
I'm the best, comma,
I'm
Amber.
the best, yeah, Amber.
That's hilarious. Oh.
So all sorts of funny things. She says, try to live our lives on the precipice of a smile. I thought that's a pretty good one to think about. So when's your next smile coming? It's a good way to break it up the day. Like we all get in a mode. We're doing something that's important and we take it seriously. So we get serious. And I'm not saying you have to laugh all day and watch jokes and screw off all day and make things less important to you, but try to. I think Kat's laughing down there like I do that all day. What are you talking about?
Hey.
I'm only laughing my-
You can do a both and. You can do a both and.
Both hands.
Just massage somebody, start laughing, like, is there something wrong? No.
It happens. We have to tell them it's coming through us. That's you. That's you.
Yes.
Oh, it's
Oh,
moving.
you inspired that.
Yeah, so
Oh.
we do take things seriously, and that's what it is, and those are good moments. But maybe let's use when's your next smile as your break every day. Multiple breaks. I mean, it could be multiple times a day. Like when's check in? When's the last time I smiled? Because if you can't remember, that's gonna be a long ass day, an even longer week.
Yeah.
Every time the boss turns their back.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, that is check in every time with yourself and see when's the last time I smile, when's the next time I'm going, and when's the next time I plan to. Okay, right now is good.
You can force yourself.
How do you do that?
If you force yourself to smile for 5 minutes
Yeah. Oh, like that.
and hold it, it releases all those chemicals that you were talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, like Joel Osteen.
Right.
'Cause he's always smiling. He's like, eh.
Yeah. He never cracks it. He never breaks it. When they're coming at him, he never breaks it. That's what they say. I mean, look, everything we've talked about to this point, I mean, for the past year plus, whatever it is, whether it's Zoe or this, our messages always have a core center to it. And it's mental health, physical health.
Right. You can still laugh in church.
You
Oh,
can do it anywhere, yeah.
Well, not in Pentecostal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
You're not allowed. You're not- yeah.
Depends on
all
what
that.
you're laughing at, I guess.
Yeah.
You ain't allowed.
Yeah, you're not allowed. There. But that's another thing. It's just funny in those truths. I mean, that's what we grew up as. I mean,
Yeah.
grew up in church, Catholic church, and it was like you just memorize the thing, sit,
Right.
stand,
Like,
stand.
don't say a word.
Anytime we giggled or I'm playing with my cards, my mom's like trying to slap me, like, you can't do anything. Like you can't do anything. It's like
Yeah.
the definition of non-fun hour. Like, sit here and absolutely have the worst time of your life.
It seemed like it was always so long too. Like
Try
an
going
hour
back.
now, like goes by so fast. And you used to sit there in church and you're like, when is this over?
Just getting yelled at.
Well,
I felt
I
terrible.
was laughing because in the Baptist church you have all the yelling preachers. Well, we got to do this, and we got to shake around, and oh, this is crazy.
We had one of those down the street. We had a church like that down the street from our house. On
Amazing.
I don't know if you remember that, but you could hear it from blocks away. I mean,
Oh,
going to town there. Everybody was. And you go to our church, it's like,
that's like Baptist
It's-
Pentecostal, like they're standing up and testifying. I love that kind of church.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Laugh more, laugh harder. And if you need help, just follow that girl I sent you on TikTok. Watch her. She got a million videos. Watch her every day. If you don't laugh to that, don't come to Connect Group next week. You're uninvited.
Uninvited.
I normally don't do this. I'm taking this very seriously. You're not invited next week if you don't laugh.
It's one of the requirements.
Yeah, laughing's a requirement. All right. Anybody? Any on closing? Anybody have any joke? Anything? Anybody want to say? Actually,
Yeah, you got jokes. What you got? What's your best joke in the pocket? I walked in the club and
that's the nasty ones. I don't know if I should say. I got all bar jokes. You know what I mean? They're all
I have two.
situations.
I have a
What do you got?
I have a super short PG one that one of my boxers told me, and
Oh.
it's what did one snowman say to the other snowman?
What?
Does anybody smell carrots? Like, that one's super stupid, Graham. And the other one I have is really long, and it involves guinea pigs and slander that might not be okay for 2022. So we'll save it.
Yeah. So look, again, it's the crowd, it's the intention, it's all that. When we tell jokes, when we say jokes, my grandfather had none of that in his mind, so he'd tell a guinea joke to an Italian to his face and laugh.
Whoops.
It's just like, and he thought he would laugh at his own joke before anybody else was even laughing. Again, it was super offensive, but look, you can't do that, at least not anymore. But it's all intention. It's just who your crowd is, the intention, what, our best friends bust each other's ass all the time. And we tell really bad jokes about each other, and most of them are true. So that's why they're embarrassing and funny, but we all love each other. So nobody's offended, and we know who's going to be offended if they are. So there's always a time and place, but that's the joke telling part. The humor part is everywhere though. It's sitting all around us. You look around your room, I'm sure you can find something you can laugh at. I mean, it's just the way it is.
I got a joke for you.
Yeah, I love it.
All right. Well, I'm not really the joke person. I'm more the impersonation guy, but I'll tell one. Who needs a life supply of condoms? Nick Cannon.
Nick Cannon.
Hi to you, Brandon. Some Monday nights it's a little more spiritual, Kat. So this is our real raw. Because smart.
Nick Cannon. I like that one.
Yeah.
I got a good joke.
Let's go.
Kat, you want to go?
You go ahead.
Okay, ready? Did you hear about the guy who cut off the left side of his body?
No.
He's all right now.
Okay.
Short and sweet. The short and sweet. He's all right now.
Yeah.
What you got, Kat?
All right. What's Beethoven's favorite fruit?
What?
Banana.
Oh, God.
All right.
That's good.
All right.
Meg,
What do you say?
Megan, what you got?
Yeah.
I don't have anything.
So, I think I said it last week that today was supposed to be Zoe, but I had it mixed up. We're doing all the things this week. I have all the meetings this week, but it actually starts next week. So, next Monday will be Zoe's discussion group, Connect group from Sunday's message. So
I got a question for you, Mike.
go ahead.
So when are we ever gonna have what was it? The gathering ever again?
I was just with Chad last week, and we actually had this conversation more about like missing it and what it was. And I think what he wants the most, I think we kind of like hit a wall of growth because of what we were utilizing. Like he was coming in town and Jack and Rob were putting him up and with Julia and like doing that. And then we were borrowing the hotel from Jack Miller but it grew. It was like over 100 people. You saw it at some point. And I think asking the same favors were getting to its end.
Oh, okay.
And so like, obviously COVID happened, but those were happening simultaneously.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't feel like anybody stood back up and like, let's get this going and took grasp of it because they were kind of at their end of doing some stuff. As you know, the Fairmont Princess had a tragic year because of COVID. Like they were forced to be closed and lost a ton of money. And, you know, not that he didn't want to support us, but I think a lot of things happened at once. And Chad would love to do it.
No.
And he would love to be able to come once a month, but he wants it to like continue more than that.
Yeah.
But he's looking for somebody, I think, to do it again and embrace it. He wants somebody to be there taking full control of it.
No.
And before it was a collective of all of us. It was me, Robbie Tebow, Jackie, Rob Luke. We were all trying to share the responsibility of getting people there and then hosting and having them come in town, and they're bringing the band and trying to put them all up, and which was great. We all didn't mind it, but I think he's looking for somebody like a leader, maybe that's part of the church, like that would come out, or somebody in Scottsdale that wants to like really take it on.
Yeah.
And lean into it. So I don't know the answer to it. I wish I want it to be back. I think it's important. I think we were making really good progress. It was growing like crazy.
Yeah.
But I think in Chad's mind, the growth next step would be like finding their own space.
Yeah.
You know, like having a satellite and or a little more full-time space in Scottsdale. That was Zoe Church.
Yeah.
So he didn't have to borrow or ask, or I know we talked about your pastor. Maybe.
Yeah. The only thing is it's the place that we have is like 30 minutes west of Scottsdale. So that might be a problem.
That's the other thing. So I'm glad to jump offline with you, and if you have any ideas and at all, I mean, I'll present anything to him.
Yeah.
Like I'll do whatever I can too, but like I said, we have to take on more responsibility and just have everything ready so he can come in when he does.
Yeah.
So,
all right.
Not much of an answer for you, but
yeah,
I think it's possible.
Yeah. If I can think of anything, I'll reach out to you.
Okay. Sounds awesome.
Yeah.
All right. So next week, Zoe Connect Group starts back up.
I have one more joke.
Yeah, go. I just saw you laughing the whole time we were talking.
Okay. What did the buffalo say when his son left for college?
Patrick Mahomes.
Bye, son.
Bye, son.
Bye, son.
Oh.
That makes me think of a whole bunch of Elton John and Michael Jackson ones. We can't. You gotta go.
Yeah.
Michael Jackson ones are epic still. What is
Don't stop laughing.
Huh?
Don't stop laughing.
What did wait?
That's today's message.
What did Elton John say to Michael Jackson?
What?
Don't let your sun go down on me.
Oh my God.
Oh,
I didn't
What are the
oh
moms,
my God.
what did the mom say to Michael Jackson at the beach? You're my son.
Wait, what?
What did the mom say to Michael Jackson at the beach? You're in my son.
Oh.
No.
Enough of those.
We're terrible. You better edit these. All right.
Yeah.
Kat, I added you to our little chat conversation. So if you want to join us ever again, it was awesome. So glad you're here
Oh
tonight.
my
Thank
gosh,
you.
thanks for
Wanna join
inviting
us
me.
ever again?
No, Kat's one of us. We're this is good.
He's like, I was all in until his last couple jokes.
No.
All right, love you guys.
Tell Lily I said hi.
Bye, guys. Love you.
Peace out, everybody. Love you. Good night. God bless.
Peace. Bye.